Good evening. Welcome to the Selectmen's meeting for January 4th, 2022. Happy New Year to all. And we're going to stand and do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And can I get a motion from someone to seal the minutes? We just came out of non-public under RSA 91-A:3 to A, B, and C.
So I would move that the board just came out of non-public, as the chairman just noted, under RSA 91A to A, B, and C, right? And I would move that we seal all minutes except for those having to do with payroll compensation information that has to go to the bookkeeper. And we keep those sealed until, in the opinion of the majority of the board, the circumstances no longer apply.
Second.
Second by Edmund. Any more discussion? Is Kate on?
I don't see her.
Okay, so Edmund?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
I'm an aye, okay. And that takes care of A. So we go on to B, EOC update. Trish, you on?
Probably.
Trish, you
I
muted.
am.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, you're on.
Okay. Okay. So I feel like here we're going back to what we went through a year ago. So let me kind of read. I've written this all out so that I don't forget anything. And if I do, Larry, just remind me. So just as an update, the EOC has spent much of the last 2 weeks doing contact tracing for COVID contacts because of the outbreak that we had. As a reminder, CDC guidelines have just changed last week. It has still not changed on the CDC website. So just be careful about what we're hearing out there. There's a lot of conflicting information. One of the things that the CD is saying is that guidelines for those who test positive should have a 5-day isolation period if asymptomatic at that point, followed by another 5 days of masking when they're around other people. Clearly, masking is going to become important at this time. CDC said in a statement that this change is motivated by science demonstrating the majority of SARS and COVID. The transmission occurs early in the course of the illness. Now, this next piece is a little bit different from what we were told when this all first started now 2 years ago. And they said that transmission now is occurring between 1 to 2 days prior to the onset of symptoms and another 2 to 3 days after the symptoms. You'll remember when this all first started, they were telling us you're contagious for 3 days prior to your symptoms. Now they've changed this a tad. And again, it's because of their data and their research. So they're saying people who test positive should now isolate for 5 days. And if you're asymptomatic at that time, you could leave isolation but continue to mask for an additional 5 days to minimize the risk of infecting others. And I'm just going to say, this is like a moving target. So this is what we're told today. Just understand that. I want to remind you that the virus, and I actually had a flyer, it's probably still on the EOC website, they gave us this last year. The virus stays on porous surfaces like paper and mail for up to 24 hours. And data from the surface survival studies also indicate that there's a 99% reduction in infectious SARS and COVID and other coronaviruses surfaces, but not until after 3 days. So shiny surfaces, doorknobs, I don't know, playgrounds, those kind of things, the virus can be there for 72 hours. So just, keep that in mind as you're touching things. Try to be careful about sharing your office space, your office supplies, your phones, your computers, and sanitize your personal space in your personal office daily. We have plenty of sanitizers. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of the sprays, but we'll give you what we have, and we'll order more, and if we can get it, we'll certainly give it to you. You probably should know that we have 49 cases of COVID in the last 14 days in Newton. Out of those 49 cases, 21 are still active. And so far, total deaths in Newton is 5 or less. They won't give us an exact number. They just give us a ballpark. If we're over 5, they'd tell us, but under 5, they won't tell us how many. So because we've spent so much time in the last 2 weeks contact tracing, let me just read a little bit. And a lot of this isn't for all of you because all of you are aware of what's going on, but those out in TV land might want to know. So Newton has experienced some employees that did test positive. And the EOC needs to stress that we have to do contact tracing with our employees in order to keep everybody safe. So this doesn't mean if you work for us or you're a committee volunteer and you come down with COVID, we're not going to contact your family and friends. That's not our job. You need to do that. But we will make every effort to contact people you may have been in contact with. Everything about you is confidential. They'll never know who's positive unless you tell them yourself. They will get an email or a text or a call from me or Larry that's going to say they may have been exposed to a positive COVID case and should monitor their symptoms. Again, it's all confidential, and whoever calls us will let you know what are the procedures, what are we recommending, what does CDC recommend, or what is the Board of Selectmen want you to do. Maybe you're going to be more strict than CDC. You certainly don't want to be less strict. So because of the COVID outbreak at Town Hall, it was time sensitive to get the place clean and sanitized while everybody was out of the building. So we contacted, with the help of Chief Jewett and our contacts from last year, we contacted a company who has done services for cleaning and sanitation during COVID, and they were called Trauma Services. Again, we've used them before. They came in and they took care of everything. Chief Jewett and I stayed with them during the entire process, and then closed up the building when they were done. You need to know, I don't have a bill. So as soon as I get a bill, it's something we are going to have to vote on to keep us legal. But because it was an emergency situation, we really didn't have much of a choice.
Who declared
Now-
that an emergency?
I'm sorry, what?
Who declared that as an emergency?
Well, only because we were getting so many people COVID that. Good question. Maybe I did. I don't know.
I'm just tired of double standards that when I want something to spend out of AARPA, it has to go to a board vote twice. When Town Hall wants something, it just gets done. So we either got to work one way or the other way.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes. And that is probably something we've got to address. Typically, it should go before the Board of Selectmen. If it's an emergency, again, in this case, we thought because everyone was out, we were getting, the EOC, I should say, was getting a lot of calls saying we need to clean the building. People didn't want to come back in until it was clean. So we were kind of forced into it as an emergency.
Just for the record, I think it was a reasonable thing to do. I understand what Larry's saying, that we have to have a process, but I think it was a very reasonable thing to do.
Okay.
Just
Thank
my
you.
2 cents.
So that being said, Larry, you brought up a good point. So one of the things that is happening on January 16th at the fire station is we are doing another EOC clinic. I wish it was a clinic. We're doing another vaccine clinic. Now, the place needs to be cleaned after that clinic. The last clinic we had, we didn't clean afterwards. The fire department, the fire chief had his people and himself, and they did whatever they had to do. It wasn't really fair. They were exposed, as we ultimately found out, to people that did have the virus and were in the building at the clinic. So this company, Trauma Services, I asked them if they could pencil us in to come in and clean the fire station and sanitize it after the COVID clinic, which would be on the 17th. The unfortunate thing is, I don't have a bill. I could maybe get one prior to the 16th if you guys are having another meeting, and maybe it could be added to the agenda so that you could vote on it. But otherwise, I can't come back to you till your next regular meeting on the 18th with the price from the clinic. So I'm tossing that out there to see how you're going to handle it. They were not really expensive when we used them in the past, but we didn't have them come in and completely clean. We had them come in to town hall and completely clean because, as you know, we're in the process of, you, not me, of hiring somebody to do maintenance. So the place really hadn't been cleaned and certainly needed to be cleaned. So they did that. So I'm sure the bill for town hall is going to be very different from what we had at the police station last year or the year before, because we only had them come in to sanitize. So kind of keep that in mind. The fire station will probably be the same thing. It's coming in to be sanitized, not thoroughly cleaned. The place is cleaned pretty regularly. And I'm just tossing that out there. The fire chief, if he's on, may have a different concept of this.
So let me stop you there.
Okay.
So could I get a motion that we can just hire the cleaning company to do the cleaning after the clinic on the 16th?
Got a motion?
No, I need a motion.
Oh.
Motion to hire, what was the name again, Trish?
Trauma.
Trauma Services.
Motion to hire Trauma Services to clean the fire station after the vaccine clinic,
Second.
To come out of AARPA funds.
to come out of the ARPA COVID funds.
Second by Charlie. Any discussion?
Yeah, can we put a limit on it? So just,
A what on it?
rather than having no number attached to this, can we have like a ceiling?
5,000?
I don't think it'd be that much. Trish, and ballpark, I realize you don't have anything.
It is really a ballpark. They've never cleaned the fire station, but on the PD, is Chief Jewett on?
He is not.
No.
No, okay. When he and I talked about them, he said they were very reasonably. They were like under 500 to do the PD.
So cap it at
1,000?
1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah, cap at 1,000.
good.
All right. So it's capped at 1,000. Any more discussion? Kate, you on? No? Okay,
Yes,
Charlie?
she
I
is.
see her.
Yes, I'm here.
Up in the corner.
Did you hear the motion?
No, repeat the motion.
So the motion is to, after the clinic on January 16th at the fire station, to hire the Trauma Services to clean the station. And we're gonna cap the bill at 1,000 to come out of the AARPA funds.
Thank you. Heard it.
So is it an aye or a nay?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
I'm an aye. All right, so Trish, you can do that as long as it
Okay.
doesn't go over 1,000.
For the people in
Okay.
as Trish said, for the people in TV land, if you haven't heard the term ARPA before, these are funds we already have on hand to do just what we're talking about. So, just so people
Right,
know.
it won't affect your taxes, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
The other thing, in the same vein as things we may have to talk about, so to do this clinic, we needed to get some cones. We didn't have enough cones and we didn't have enough sawhorses or barrels. So we were able to put in what we call a mission request to the Homeland Security, and they are letting us borrow 100 cones and 20 barrels. And with the help of the police and fire, we actually had a mini meeting, a clinic meeting between the fire, the police chief, the sergeant, Larry, and I, so that we could plan how we're doing this. And we are going to be setting up those cones and line people up outside like we did for voting last year, so that people, number one, aren't standing out in the cold, and we have more of a control of what's going on. So the problem we have is they're going to line up outside like we do on voting day. They're going to be told to stay in the vehicle until they enter the building. And the key component here, because we want to make sure that handicap, elderly, and town employees and town committee volunteers can come in and get their shot, whether it's any one of the 3 shots, the Pfizer, the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson, or the booster for any one of those. We want to make sure that you're taken care of. So we are trying, who knows, you know, what they say about trying, to plan from 9 to 10:30 for those people, elderly, handicapped, employees of town, and committee volunteers. We only have 240 shots this time. Larry tried to get more. They keep putting a limit on it. The problem is we've got to give all these cones and barrels back. So we are going to probably come forward with you again, and I don't have a price, but I'm tossing it out there so you can remember. We're going to have to come back, and we're going to buy cones and barrels from the state, and we'll get you a price, but it's something we need. And I believe it, because we're using it for vaccines, we were fortunate that we were able to get them this time and borrow them, but we may not be able to. All the money would come again from AARPA because we're using it for vaccines. Is there anything you wanted to add to that, Larry?
What?
Did you want to add anything to that we're going to come back and?
No,
with-
that's down the road. We can get those.
Okay.
Why don't you move on to the HEPA filters and all that?
Okay, so CDC is suggesting that we consider purchasing air purifier systems. When used properly, I'm reading what I wrote because there was so much research that had to be done. When used properly, air cleaners and HVAC filters can help reduce airborne contaminants, including viruses in a building in small space. But after much research, I learned that a lot of these HEPA filters and air purifiers do not to get rid of COVID or any viruses. So there is something called CADR, which stands for California Air Resources Board, and it's a rating system for air purifiers. So there is a company that, let me get my notes out, that actually has a filter that completely filters out all of these viruses. It's based on the square footage of the rooms. So I went in and measured, or in some cases I talked to the individual people in their office, and we needed to give them a ballpark square footage in order to figure out what kind of a system, and it's called a molecule system, that they would need. And it's, again, based on square feet, and these units have a high CADR rating. One of the companies I spoke to uses something called PECO, P-E-C-O, photoelectrochemical oxidation, and it's a technology in air purification that actually will remove COVID and other viruses from surfaces. So based on this company, and again, they're willing to come in and speak, but this is somewhat of a specialty. I don't know if you guys are going to want to go out to bid or not, but after measuring the various buildings and the offices, and all these units are broken down by square footage, and it would include the historical building on South Main, the library, town hall, which will have individual units for each office downstairs, and also the planning board, the cable room, and the conservation room upstairs, as well as the food pantry. It would have a larger one for the hall where you're sitting right now, one for the road agent's office, 3 for the transfer station. So in total, we're roughly talking 16 units based on my measurements. However, they would actually come in and remeasure for accuracy. I don't want to base it on me. Now, the prices I got based on the square footage and the amount of units, the 16 units, is roughly $8,316. This does not include police and fire. And the reason it doesn't, originally we included them, and that brought the price up to $34,099. But when we discovered, or I shouldn't say discovered, because of the HVAC system is a forced hot air system, we actually may be able to get an adapter to the systems at the police and fire, so we won't need individual units. So it brought the cost way down. So since we need a filtration system sooner rather than later, I'm tossing this out. Do you want to go out to bid to see if there's other companies other than the ones that I spoke to that offer the same purification system that will handle COVID? Or do you want to invite them to do a presentation? I will tell you that one of the things that I learned, and this is the last thing I'll talk about, and then I'll shut up. One of the things that I learned about this particular system with this Pico, it actually it's designed to destroy. It destroys viruses, allergens, mold, bacteria, chemicals, ozone, and particles. Unlike what I learned with HEPA and carbon filters, HEPA is designed to only capture, not destroy, and carbon absorbs chemicals but doesn't destroy. So it really has opened up my eyes to what all this stuff is about. There's a lot out there, so I'm tossing it out to you. The end.
You're all done, Trish?
Great research.
So can this company take care of the police and fire add-ons?
You know, I think they can, but I will confirm that tomorrow with the rep that I've been talking to.
So I think what she's leading up to the question is, it's such a specialty system to kill instead of trap, and she's talked to several companies already.
Yes.
Do you want to go out to bid, or you just want to go with this company that she talked to, and we can still bring the company in before we hire them, if that will make you guys feel comfortable? But we just need an answer because we need to move on this and get the systems installed.
I think we bring him in to talk to us and then move on from there.
Yeah, I'll go along with that.
Bring them in.
Yeah, bring them in to make sure.
Trish, could you have a rep come in on our next meeting?
Yes, so is that your next regular meeting, the 18th?
17th.
17th, sorry.
And could you have,
Okay.
can you have them give us accurate numbers on everything, including the police and fire?
I will. You know, to get accurate, they might want to come in and measure, but maybe they can give us a range within a couple thousand or something.
Yeah,
or a couple
absolutely.
hundred.
It is the 18th.
Oh, all right.
The 17th is the public hearing.
Is
We
this
don't
the
use
molecule
Oh.
unit? Is that the
Yes, it
unit-
is.
unit That's a really
Yes.
good,
They send us.
yes, really good.
Yes.
I mean, we have HEPA and UV at the doctor's office I go to. It reduces the particles, but it doesn't kill them.
That's
So
right.
What you can do, that would be great.
Okay. And actually, this system, this is the last thing I'll say, really. This system also is used to keep air in hospitals and surgical theaters completely clean of viruses. So I thought that was pretty interesting as well.
So we can do surgery in the town hall now? Sure.
You can
Yes.
what? Do
We can make
Sure.
a little extra revenue on the side if we open up for surgeries.
There
Well,
you
for all the
go.
town buildings, it's only $8,000.
Yeah.
Right.
That's ARPA funds, so.
Right, it's
yeah,
It is.
ARPA funds.
exactly.
It's all
It
ARPA.
just depends how fast you guys want to move on it.
Yeah.
But if you want to listen,
Move ahead with this company and let's get more detail.
Yeah,
Okay.
quick,
So
before
let me
the next
clarify-
variant.
Let me clarify, did someone say the 18th or the 17th?
Can I
17.
clarify that for you?
Yeah, please.
So on the 17th is the public hearing for the budgets
Right.
and the warrant articles, and then right after that, we have our regular meeting.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have
Okay.
to come back on Tuesday. This is your normal January meeting, Monday meeting.
I like it.
Done this several years, all the
Yeah.
time. Okay?
More sense.
Is that
So when do you
clarified?
want me to, when do you want them?
So January 17th, but what are you saying, Diane? 7 o'clock, something like that?
Well, your public hearing starts at 7.
So the public hearing's at 7.
Correct.
That should take us at least an hour.
yeah,
You
so
got to-
to 8
you have your
o'clock.
budgets and your warrant articles that you
Right.
have to open to the public for review.
At least an hour.
So Trish, tell them like
Okay.
8:15.
Either
Okay.
that, well, you have the option of starting at 6.
Oh, we can start at 6 and bring them in at
Or
6.
5:30 if you need to.
Why don't we do 6?
Trish, could you have them come in at 6?
So
I
that means-
will.
Yeah, okay, so that means if you have to do a non-public, you would probably end up having to do it after your public hearing and whatever else you have to do.
Or at 5:30, we could do
Non-public? Yeah, all
non-public,
right,
yeah.
whatever you want. So 6 o'clock is when you want them in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Trish,
okay.
Trish.
Yes. Yes, Charlie.
I want to go back to the day that you were spraying. I heard a rumor, and it's a rumor.
Yeah?
And I just wanted to ask you, I called you over the weekend, and you didn't call me back.
Oh, God,
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Did you have anybody trying to get into the town hall when you were spraying?
You mean employees or public? Because yes, all of the above.
All the above?
Yeah, so we had some people that, because it was time sensitive, they had to come in. We had a little bit of a glitch because one came in and they had just finished cleaning. The other one came in, God bless her, and she couldn't get in. They hadn't even started her office, so she had to come home, and she did come back later. But because it was end of year stuff that was time sensitive, I mean, Jewett and I were there. I don't think he wanted to arrest anybody, but we did the best we could.
No, I just heard a rumor, and you're clarifying
Yes.
it. That's all.
Yep, and public, I had one guy, this is the last thing I'll share. I think I already shared this maybe with Kate. One guy came while we were standing outside because at one point they asked Chief Jewett and I to go out because they came in completely with hazmat suits, masks, ventilators, the whole thing. And while they were fogging, because they fog first to sanitize, then they clean, then they actually fog again. It was quite the process. So this guy came and he was very upset that he couldn't register his brand new truck that he bought. I did explain, the note was on the door, Mary Jo had everything posted, and he said, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I called DMV and they said it was illegal for you to close. And I said, really? Well, if you went on the website, you would have noticed that the town clerk got Plastow to actually take all new registrations over while town hall was closed. And he said, yeah, I think it's real convenient you close town hall for your employees to have the holidays off. He was very, very rude. But at any rate, I thought I'd share. We had a lot of people that did try to get in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Right.
So I do have one thing. Trish just alluded to it. We're in the middle of a surge right now. With it being post-holiday, it's only going to get worse. I think my brother was the one who said it. The virus keeps getting closer right now. I know more people every day who have it. So
Yes.
I do believe we need to take a couple of steps, nothing earth-shattering, to kind of reduce the risk. So I'm going to read a motion. I'm going to read this as a motion. You guys can vote favor, not in favor, to put our names on it, but I have it as follows. In reaction to the recent COVID-19 surge, and out of an abundance of caution, the Board of Selectmen are implementing the following restrictions until further notice. Face coverings are required for anyone in publicly accessible areas of town buildings, unless you have a medical condition preventing you from wearing one. Second, whenever possible, residents and employees are asked to attend public meetings via Zoom or telephone rather than in person. Third, town employees and elected officials should limit their presence to their assigned work areas and not enter other town buildings unless there is an essential business reason for entering. Telephone and/or email should be used to contact employees in other town buildings. We appreciate your cooperation as we address this current situation. Sign the Board of Selectmen. So that's my motion.
Okay, second for discussion? Second. Evan, anybody have anything? No? Kate?
Aye.
Evan? Charlie?
No.
Matt?
Aye.
I'm an aye. 4-1.
So effective today?
Well, you'd have to go effective starting tomorrow.
That's cool. So effective, so if you could update my motion to say effective January 5th.
Yep.
Okay. And I mean, like I said, this is a surge right now. Hopefully we can lift this stuff like we've lifted other things with a meeting in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. But the numbers don't lie right now. 2,000 yesterday, I think,
And
alone.
very close to
So
home
you
though.
have public meeting on the 17th, it's all Zoom.
No, it's
No,
not.
it cannot be Zoom. You are not in a state of emergency. You need to have
Just
a,
said that.
No, that's not what I said.
Recommended.
I said recommended. So for example, we all have to be here. Well, a quorum has to be here. We
Quorum.
can't change that.
Right.
But Trish is on Zoom, right? She can get her
Yes.
work done on Zoom. If there's a resident out there that has a short little thing they want to complain about, we cannot prevent any resident from coming to the meetings in person. However, we can ask that if they don't need to be here, if they could go on Zoom or the telephone
Hey, you
or
don't need a
whatever.
state of emergency either to lock out residents from town hall.
That's, I don't believe that's
it would not be a public meeting at that point.
exactly.
Whatever, I'm just telling you. Okay, moving on. Oh, we didn't,
Could I ask one thing?
yeah.
Matt, if you give that to Diane, maybe Diane, can you share that with me so that you and I can both update the website accordingly for guidelines?
Yes.
Yep,
Thank you.
thank you.
So, C, I need a motion to move funds from the emergency operating fund.
Just this one?
So how
Is this the
about
one
if I-
from Kim?
Yeah, so if I read it for you and then someone can motion it?
Yeah. sure.
Okay, move to deposit $55,958.40 into the Emergency Operations Center Capital Reserve Fund. These monies were granted from FEMA for the town's message board use for COVID-19 related purposes during March 14, 2021 through September 30th, 2021.
So moved.
Okay, any discussion, all in favor? Kate?
Well, wait a minute. I'll be the second. That was just a so
Yeah,
moved,
so
so I'll
moved.
be the second.
Sorry, I thought you said. Charlie?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye?
Edvin?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Okay. D, finalize default and proposed 2022 budgets.
Do that. Can we do that?
Huh?
You want to finalize that?
So since this is my first
Well,
time doing this,
I thought that was gonna be like a separate meeting.
It could be.
This
this
is
is
what
right?
you want to do, to
Yep.
present to the public. So you need to review, to make sure you've got it all in your mind, what you're going to present to the public on the
Well, normally
17th.
when we review, we take out.
Right.
Say that again?
Normally when we review each budget and you take out if we want to. Decrease.
This is what you're going to
Right.
present to the public, right?
So I think you guys are saying the same thing. So basically, the point we're at now is all the department heads have presented their
Correct.
draft
Yep.
budgets. So we're now at the point where, as we told them in each one, we accepted the draft, but we didn't necessarily say we're going to keep it as is.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we need to decide tonight what we're going to present to the public. So if we're going to take anything out, we got to decide tonight because we're going to be up against it to present it in the public hearing on the 17th.
Right, so we have to go through them one by one.
Either that or my thing is the bottom line and I'm having trouble, I'm rebooting right now, but I believe the bottom line represents, what's the percent increase from last year?
Oh, okay, yeah, hold on. Was
this one, right?
Yeah,
.063 or something like
point,
that?
.063.
.063?
Actually,
What the hell
it's
is it?
That's a differential, I apologize. It's
it's
8.31.
So, depends on who you talk to, but typically, it's all about what the voters are gonna vote for. And typically, when we go over 3, 4, 5%, we aren't as successful with the budget. I think last year was the aberration, right? I think we went up 7% and that passed. Was it last year or the year before? But we should have a, we should have a target number, basically.
So we're at 4,375,000.
Yes, right?
So we're up 306,927. And then default would be 3,997,853, correct?
So the difference is $2,522 between the
$2,500.
default and the operating budget.
Okay.
However, last year's budget and this year's budget is 8.5%.
Right, correct.
So, you know, a lot of people look at it that way, is why are you guys increasing it by 8?
106,000.
Right, and so as I've spoken about many times, payroll's going up. It has to go up. It's hard to retain, hard to hire people. Stuff is going up. Stuff is more expensive.
Oh,
okay?
absolutely.
But are people going to buy that, so to speak, when they vote?
Well, if it's only like, yeah,
Oh, take a look at that police department budget. Whew. That's up 160.
Just to be clear, they're voting for the operating budget or the default, and the difference is $2,500.
Right. I mean, that's a good story.
so
right?
if is the board happy with these numbers, or do you want to go by department, by department, by department?
Personally, I don't see a need to go department by department.
Neither.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna bring this over to you. I'm gonna drop that. That sounded good on TV.
What was his total difference?
Is
156?
156.
So he's half of that 300,000.
How do we, if he was 749 last year,
He was what?
if he was 749
Yeah,
last year, how does he get to
905.
905? And if it's a default budget, it's 896. How does it get to 896?
Where do you see the 896?
Well, I did on my,
What's a question for Nancy?
where did I put it?
What was the question?
Let me get the figures for you.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what we have to do next, so
Yeah, it's
hopefully the public doesn't.
yeah. I mean, first time around, but
Yeah.
basically, what are we? Everything we voted on each of those budget nights was a proposed budget. We're gonna
Yes.
put it in the as we said, the draft proposed budget for the whole
Yes.
town. We're now at that draft. Are we gonna make that draft?
Then the draft is 4,375,000.
Exactly. So do we want to make that our real proposed budget rather
And
than
if
just a
it
draft?
fails, the budget would go to 3,997.
It goes to the
So
default.
but technically though, we could get rid of that difference
Exactly.
and make them the same, right?
You could, but you'd have to figure out where you're going to cut it.
And, okay.
So, I mean, there is a case to say, you know, we're under 1%. Maybe people aren't going to really be all that, like Nancy was saying, if they're looking at their warrant and they see that, they might be saying, you know, it's 0.063%. You know, it's looked worse before. I think the school, from what I heard, I don't know what others have heard, I think the school's going to be 3%, I think is what I heard. So we're to say it bluntly, we're beating the school this year, right? We never, no offense to our Sanborn friends, we never want to be worse than the school in terms of an upper.
Sally has a question.
Okay. He budgeted for 2021,
Who's he?
The police department.
police chief,
Okay,
$749,219 and no cents. He spent $701,311. So he was short, well, he had $47,000, $47,903. His proposed budget is $905,573, with an increase of $156,000. But if we go to the default budget, he gets $896. How does that happen? That's still an increase.
Because salaries went up.
It's all the commitments, all the lease agreements, the SRO. It's,
contractual.
yeah, it's contractual stuff.
Then why isn't it printed on the last page where it has principal, Merrimack Road, P&I, fire, rescue pumper,
Those are
fire
separate.
truck?
Those are separate warrant articles that were already voted by the townspeople. That's not the operating budget. Those are separate warrant articles that we've committed to.
Okay, I thought there were contract agreements that we had done. So shouldn't that resource officer be in there?
No, those are warrant articles that the people vote on. The operating budget is what the department head proposes to the Board of Selectmen, and you guys either accept or you don't. It's a separate thing. Operating budget is separate from warrant articles.
I think she said the SRO was in there.
The SRO is buried in the wages.
Do we know what the percent was?
No.
So I don't get your question, Charlie. So you're wondering why there's a difference between the default and the
Correct.
proposed?
Yep.
Well, I'm not an expert on the default, but default budget is you take last year's budget, right? And then you deduct any one-time
Right.
expenditures
Or add in any commitments.
or add in any commitments. Commitments could be a cell phone contract, right? Where you signed up for 3 years, commitments or anything like that.
But why would we be going up in the police department? The difference is $119,500. I'm having a hard time seeing that because the glare of the lights in my
Yep.
eyes. When he gave back $47,000, shouldn't it be half that?
Right, but I think whenever you see the give back money, it's reflective of year to date.
But shouldn't the contract still be the same under the 749?
No, if you entered into new contracts, it would be in the default
Do we
budget.
have any new contracts?
Well, I'm assuming he does. I don't have all the particulars of
Well,
it.
we can't assume.
I'm assuming
Right.
this has already been discussed with your chief.
But he was
No, we
here.
haven't. We
We
never
haven't
discussed
discussed
this with the
these
chief.
Yeah, we did.
No,
He
yes,
was
you did.
standing up here in the last
His
meeting.
budget, yeah.
God, I gotta start taping the meetings myself.
Maybe next year we just need to itemize more. That's all.
So on January 17th, we have to present whatever our final proposed is. So we have to either figure it out tonight or figure it out prior to January 17th with another meeting. If that's what you guys are looking to interview the chief more.
And once the budget is finalized, we have to figure out the tax impacts of stuff, so.
Yeah,
in
you
order
need a
for
little more
board
than
to
the night
vote.
before. Yeah.
Okay, can I ask, I'm actually a little confused. So the proposed budget, which is really not much more than the default, the $4,375,000. Did I hear a little bit before a different number of a proposed budget that I missed, or is that the proposed budget we're looking at?
No, I think I was talking about last year's budget, which is not the same as a
I'm just saying.
default. Yeah.
But our decision now is between going between the 2022 proposed budget here of $4,375,000, right, versus the default of $300,997,853. That's what we're discussing. Am I correct in this?
Yes.
Not
Or
a-
have I missed something?
Well, not exactly, right? If you look at that first highlighted section, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm reading that from far away, the question is that what we want on the warrant?
Oh, I mean, just a difference of 25, 22.
25, 22, yeah.
Or if we want to make the proposed budget higher.
Yeah, well, in years past, we've actually done both, right? We've turned around and we've had a proposed under the default. We could do whatever we wanted to, right?
I think, and this really, what we have here will really make enough room for all the salary increases that have gone through?
Yep, everything's inputted into these numbers.
Okay. Okay, just want to make sure. And what is the hesitancy for my fellow board members to vote on this budget now? I'm just curious, because it's not sure it's enough. Hello?
All right, so we'll just present the 2022 budget at the $4,375,000.
Is that the motion?
I don't think
Well,
we need
yeah,
a
it's
motion.
just someone convinced me that that's a bad idea, and I want to know why, that's all.
I'm good with it.
Well, no matter what, you gotta find people scrutinize whatever budget. And department heads are
Right.
just gonna be here that day and have the answers.
Okay, because I'm saying it really is, it's a 0.063% increase from last year. That's like nothing. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
The grand
I'm in
scheme of
shock.
things.
I mean, that's really amazing, given all the expenses and
I
the way
mean,
things are and the cost of living increases.
So I would make a motion to present the proposed 2022 budget as drafted here currently.
Second?
Second by Evan. Any more discussion? Kate?
I'm an aye.
She's an aye? Oh, Charlie?
Good night.
No.
Matt?
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
Aye. 4-1. Okay. E, review proposed warrant articles.
So I sent this out again.
I think we're tabling that.
What?
I don't think we are.
Didn't we agree to table that?
Not the warrant articles.
Really? The COLA ones?
Now, the
Never mind.
warrant, if you look at the warrant articles as presented here, it doesn't include what you're talking about.
Right.
So the first one is number 4. So 3 is the operating budget, correct?
Yep.
Is that what the warrant articles start for?
Well, they
Yes.
start at 1, but
Yeah, the ones
but
you,
those, you
yeah.
can't do anything with 2 because you're not the planning board. That's their warrant article.
So do we want to
Number-
have like each selectman read one off and then if there's any discussion on it?
Well, I don't think we have to do that tonight. We do that at the public hearing, though.
Okay.
Yeah, but tonight, I think what they're looking for is any concerns kind of go into print,
Do you
so to
want
speak.
these
Yeah.
on the warrant, or do you not support them, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right.
Yeah, I mean, that, like Matt said, that's where you're
All
gonna...
right, so everybody can just look at them then and then we'll decide.
I mean, the way I'm looking at these, I looked at these earlier today, is there's nothing, I think, that's out of the norm for us. There's a lot of things we have to do every year. There's, a couple that are you know, the recreation ones we do all the time. There's the fire chief's got a couple in here that I think are necessary. The, what is it, the social services, community services. And then, you know, the skate park program has put another one in here.
I don't have a dollar amount for them yet, but they're working on getting a petition.
Yeah, and
I was gonna say, the
And if
dollar amounts.
remember, they raised a lot of money they put in the general fund, so this will be moving that over. So,
Now, I did have a question about number 5.
5?
We were asking the board to take the additional funds that were available from the sale of the old fire station to go into the town buildings capital reserve fund.
I'm for that.
And I wanted to ask the board if
sure
you
the fire
wanted to
station's
take
finished.
any other monies from the fund balance to increase that amount. We'd probably do separate articles, so one won't, you know, both won't fail at the same time or pass at the same time.
Where's the 57.2 sitting now?
Yeah, that's the balance from the sale of the
Where's
fire.
it sitting?
It's in the fund balance right now.
Is that the money that was supposed to go finish the fire station, which is all finished at this time then?
Say that again? No.
Okay,
The 300,000 that we moved from the sale was for the fire station.
Okay.
We're asking that this money be used for general government buildings to help with not just fire department, but to use it for other buildings like the
Right.
town hall.
yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah,
But we were also wondering, because we always have building issues one way or another, if the board wants to take another amount of money out of the fund balance to put into that same capital reserve fund for future needs or issues. Because we always seem to hit something where we don't have the funds for it.
I would say increasing that by 10,000 would
how
be.
much is left out of the 300?
57.
$57,200.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was part of the 60 that we didn't spend. We got 360, right?
Right.
300
Well, no, they got three.
No, for the
you got
sale, the
for
whole
the
sale.
sale, yes.
From the sa-
360.
No, from the sale, you got $357,200.
Right.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So that's the
It's the balance.
57's left over. What's the balance of the 300? You're saying
You already
57?
put it in last year, you put it into
He
that
wants to know
building.
what's
And
in
what's
that
left in
account.
there?
I think it's somewhere probably around 50. I'm
50?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just assuming, because I haven't talked to Lisa to get the actual, or Joe Simone rather, to get the actual numbers. His report isn't in yet.
Matt, what'd you say? You want to increase it by 10?
Yeah, I mean, because like Nancy's saying, we're,
That'll come out of the fund balance, what we have?
right, exactly.
So
So,
10,000 will buy you one water
I won't
softener.
buy you much.
good, but I'm
Just letting you know.
thinking in terms of voters' appetites, right?
So, you know, if you put up to 100,000 and it
This would be no
fails,
tax
you don't get the
impact
57
increase.
either, right?
So
I
maybe-
know that, you know that, you know.
Well, my whole thing is you need to do a separate warrant article, because the first one for the 57.2 is the balance from that. So you
Right.
can't include other monies with it. It'll be a muddy mess.
Right.
But it's just a recommendation that we, as the girls in the town building, are asking the board to consider so that we don't hit these problems again next year.
Right, and the one problem I see coming with this that we had last year is somebody proposed in the deliberative to earmark the funds for, specifically for use at the fire station
That was
and
that
not,
300,000, I thought.
right, but are we gonna run into that again?
Well,
Because,
that's why I asked what was left and what
Yeah.
he needs.
Well, the board could write the warrant article to be used for, specifically for other town buildings,
right,
not,
but,
you know.
but, you know, my thing is 57,200 represents the sale of the old fire station. Let's just put it in that account so it's available for use. But if we want to spend some of that money on another building, I don't have a problem. I think the Board of Selectmen is the best judge of that. I don't want to earmark anything again. I believe we had a problem with that warrant article where DRA came back and said how we adjusted it was actually, it didn't end up mattering We spent the
No,
money
I
on
think-
what we,
I think it was okay. They said the
Yeah.
board makes the determination.
and that's what happened.
The warrant article is advisory, and that's all.
But so I guess my thing is, and, you know, people will be watching this meeting and stuff, I don't want to call out unnecessarily that this is part of the sale of the fire station and, you know, all of a sudden now people are like, oh, so you're only going to use that for the fire station? So,
Well, I mean, that's the balance, and it's earmarked in the fund balance as
So can we get
being
an
just
update on
that.
what is left over there to get done? If that's possible?
Yeah, I think,
I think they're done, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they're done or if they're, what they need, or if there's anything else.
Yeah.
Because if you do the 57.2 here, and you have 50 left over, and if he only needs another 5 or 10, you could transfer that money into this one without the warrant article, correct?
No.
Don't just go back into buildings.
No, we need this warrant article to do anything with that money.
Right, this one you need.
Yeah.
1,000 that's left over from the 3.
We can use that money. We could use it to
Right.
put a
whatever you
roof
warrant
on this
article,
place
right.
if we wanted to. Yeah.
Providing he's all done.
okay, here's my question. Can we take money from the unexpended fund balance, extra money from that, let's say for like $100,000?
For what?
Well, I'd like to see the police station get completed, meaning the siding on there, the windows.
Well, again, you guys are the agents, so you can get the money to go into the capital reserve fund for town buildings, and then you decide where it gets spent.
But we're probably looking at more than $50,000 or $60,000 to do
I think it
that
was
job.
50,000 just to side it.
But we could, this warrant article, for example, 5, you could turn around and change that number to 157,200, right?
Yeah,
That would move that money to a usable account that we could use, right? Right now, we can't touch it
Right.
without the voters doing it. So yeah, if you had designs on doing that, you could increase this number. Now Nancy's saying she doesn't want to,
We'd have to change the wording and take out the fire department sale altogether.
well, that's what I'd like to see is don't mention the sale of the old fire station, just take some money out of there.
And that's totally up to the board. We can reword the article if we have to. We just wanted to be upfront so everybody knew how much we had and what it was coming from.
well, I just want to see them repairs done at the police station because they need to be done.
I agree with you.
That's why I'm saying if we can take $100,000 more out of the unexpended fund balance and put it into town buildings, then we've got the money sitting there to fix that building instead of playing games.
That's my recommendation to the board right now, so you guys get to decide if you want to do that or not.
Well, you guys want to
We
do it?
haven't put that warrant article in here, but it's my recommendation that we do that. And the
My
other.
But if you
recommendation
do a
too.
warrant article and it fails, then he can't do no repairs.
No, we can't do no work.
Well, you can do the repairs, you just can't do it with that money. Because you're not calling out the repairs,
We're
you're
not
just
saying what the
saying,
repairs
you're
are
just
yet.
saying, we're taking 100 grand, or whatever it is, we're taking 100 grand out of this, we want to take 100 grand out of this account and put it in this account, which has its own list of
Right.
things we can do with it.
Right.
If that warrant article fails, as long as there's still money in there, we can still use it.
Right.
It's not specifically saying, we want to take out $100,000 to fix the police department, the police station. If it said that and it failed, then we couldn't do that.
Well, that's fine, we'll do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I
And we
mean,
also remember we once had a warrant article that was like, if this does not pass, then, remember that was like last time? That's the
No.
other thing you can do if you really
No,
want
we
to cover
don't, no, we don't need to do that for this article.
Bingo.
it.
All right,
Okay.
so you're gonna add that warrant article then for 100,000?
I can if that's what the board wants.
Yep.
So are you adding a warrant article or revising number 5 to remove?
Correct.
Which way are you going to go? Are you going to revise number 5 to just say, take $100,000 and move it into this fund from the unassigned fund balance?
We can take out the wording that says this represents the balance of the proceeds and just make it 157 if that's what you want.
yeah, that's what I would like to see, 157.2, and then that last sentence can take that last sentence right out.
Okay,
Yep, I'm good with that.
okay.
Want to see that building fixed.
So should I round it to 157, take out the 200 then?
Yeah.
Make it easier?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Is there any more other issues with any other warrant article?
The
Yes.
ones, I did send out a second one to you guys today. Pete had two for the transfer station, they're number 15 and 16. So I added them, just in case you didn't see the second email that went out. I just wanted you to know, we did add those two.
What's a dirt screener?
I think that was the thing that he needs to sift the ash from the burn pile to go
Oh,
into the
okay.
compost pile.
Okay.
Because
Yep, that's it.
3 truckloads have been removed.
Yeah, we got some removed for free.
Did he stop them?
All right, so is everybody good with the 18 warrant?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, this goes without saying, but we need people going through this with a fine-tooth comb. If there's never too many eyes on something like this. I know that Nancy and the people in town should realize this. Nancy runs this by the Department of Revenue. So the Department of Revenue reviews it before it goes to the voters. So when we have the public hearing and people are saying, oh, we should change this wording and change that wording, we're changing the wording on something that DRA has already reviewed, so that's something to keep in mind. But hopefully there won't be many changes on the fly like that, because that's always a risk.
Matt, do you know if the recreation reached out, if the skateboard park committee reached out to the recreation? Because he wasn't sure how much to put in that article, and I recommended that he speak with the recreation.
I don't believe he has. I don't remember, he didn't come to any meetings or anything like that,
Okay.
but,
Well, I told him that the 11th, I believe, is the last day that he can submit a petition warrant article. Got to get this in really quick.
yeah, and I mean, I think it's gonna be reflective of money they've raised, so it's, so I think they raised a lot of money, because we accepted the money and we put it in the general, so now we wanna take it out and put it in there to be used, so.
Is the board interested in just sponsoring the article and not making them do a petition? Or would you prefer they do the petition?
I think they have enough support. I think we should sponsor it.
Yeah, I'm okay sponsoring it. The only thing would be
The
how
skateboard park.
much he's asking for above what they've raised.
Edvin, do you still have a connection with
Yes, I do. Yeah, I
Netflix?
can reach out to
Maybe you
him.
can reach out to them and let them know that they don't have to do the petition now?
Okay.
That the board will just put it on the article and recommend it?
And what do we need just to know how much more?
I need to know how much he wants to put in there, whether it's
All right.
10,000, 25,000. I think last year we did 10, didn't we,
Yeah.
to open it?
Yep.
But it would be 25,000. Let's say 10,000 plus what he raised.
No, not considering what he raised. This is what we're gonna raise in
We
taxes.
do, but I think it's in limbo.
Anything that he gets as donations
The
goes
guy
into
never
the
called me
fund
back.
anyway.
I know we received the email.
I just need a dollar
right
amount.
before the
that's all.
holidays.
Yeah.
That something had to be filled out. I filled it out and I haven't heard back from them to say if it was filled out correctly. Because their grants are so,
Ready to move on?
but in order to take that grant, remember, we need 100,000 in there.
I know.
I don't know what's in there now,
Me neither.
but it's a 2-year, was it a 2-year process or?
2-year process.
Right,
What are you guys talking about?
the grant.
The grant for the skate park. Because we met with the state on that.
So Larry, before you go on, we forgot one thing in the budgets, Mary Jo's fireproof cabinet, because we didn't encumber anything. So we need to come up with $3,482 to pay for this.
What did that squeeze in? We're on F.
I just asked you, it says we need to go back because we forgot to tell you about this budget that Mary Jo needs. So we need $3,482 to buy her a fireproof file cabinet.
Take it out of building funds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, me too.
Where else are you gonna get it from?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're asking. Where do you want it to come from? What building fund?
So we're just talking about the $50,000 approximately that's left. What's the name of that account?
It's the town buildings capital reserve. I don't know if you can use it for that. That's for town buildings, not to purchase a file cabinet.
Right, so if we can find out, that's where I'd want to, if it's okay to take it out of there, that's where I'd want to do it.
And if not,
And if not, then I think we need to add it to her proposed.
well, that's what I'm saying. She needs this file cabinet. So you really kind of have to make this decision.
We've
You
already
can't keep
voted.
pushing it off.
Then technically, we have to add it to her budget.
But the budget stuff is already done. We can't go back and redo that now. You've already voted the bottom line.
Right, but
Well,
20 minutes ago, we were talking about how this was our opportunity to add
Right.
or take things away.
Now, we can't.
So, I mean, that's the way to, if we can get an answer, if we just take it out of that government and buildings thing, that's the easy answer. The not so easy answer is just to add that to a line item in the budget. So we're gonna, before we go to print, we can know that. So if you want it as a motion, I would say, I would move, and you said 36?
$33,482.
So I would move to pursue using funds from the general government and buildings. Is that what, or
Yeah.
is that what the name of that revolving fund is?
No, it's capital reserve, town buildings, capital reserve fund.
You have that, Diane,
Are you
right?
talking about the capital reserve, not the town operating budget?
Correct, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Nancy, would
So-
that be something that the DRA would have to approve? Yes, no?
No,
No, it's already there.
we are
So,
the agents.
so Diane, you've got that title, right?
Right,
So,
you want to use the capital reserve town building fund to pay for the fireproof file cabinet.
correct. If that's not currently allowed by DRA,
Well-
then
I think it is, I don't know.
add that amount as a line item in the, what is it, the town clerk's proposed budget.
Election registration and vital statistics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, second on that?
Second.
Second by Charlie. Any more discussion? Kate?
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
F,
Yes.
facility maintenance job description. So I was reading it. I have two questions.
Yes, sir.
One is we should probably list the buildings, no?
I mean, yeah.
And then two, very skeptical about someone who's not licensed doing electrical and HVAC work.
They can't anyway.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I think it's more, what I was trying to say, more kind of like light bulbs and changing
Right, that's
filters.
fine.
Yeah. 'Cause that's, I wasn't saying, go change some wires, but,
Okay.
change the light bulbs, that counts as electrical.
Do we have any prospects on this yet?
I mean, we haven't really posted, I mean, we're still kind of talking about it. I know, I've talked to multiple people, including Diane and other residents. Some people aren't for the landscaping portion of it, because it is a lot of work. So I don't know what the rest of the selectmen think.
I think it's a sea change when you start talking about landscaping. I think all the other stuff you've talked about is reasonable for this type of position. I think the landscaping changes
Yeah, I
it
should
too
have just
much.
said cutting grass.
Oh,
Well, it's more than that, but
and then the other thing, well, two other things. I mean, one, this position, who would they report to? So I wrote the Board of Selectmen, but it
Nancy,
Well, you
please.
said select man, so I was wondering who was.
was a selectman.
Okay.
You know what I meant.
Just checking.
So you know what? It's a good start. We can leave out the landscape and then work
Do you
that
have
in
a
next
copy
year.
of it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's on this share.
Is that all right, Joe?
But, so here's the million-dollar question is, we've been without our custodian for over a month, I think?
Yes.
Right,
I mean, I hate to hire him for another year.
3 months. So can we just run with this as described and post as soon as possible?
Minus the, well, it's change selectmen.
The trade-based stuff and the landscaping and the reporting to the town administrator, I think is what we normally put.
Now,
And we came up with the hourly rate?
well, like I told you, the hourly rate goes anywhere in the state from 17 to 24.
What do we decide on?
Yeah.
We didn't really decide.
I would put,
20, go in the middle?
yeah, I
So
would
he
put
sent it to me.
15
So just,
I
I'll
have
to
put it-
20,
I'll put it there.
depending on experience.
Yeah,
It's just to start getting some resumes in, you know?
15's really low.
Yeah, we were speaking more higher, between 17 and 20.
That's fine with me.
There you go.
but snow removal is gonna be on there and lawn care is gonna be off.
But I think the
Snow removal
The-
is
the,
definitely on there.
minimum
Are
wages
you-
go up to
I'm sorry,
14.50.
are you removing snow removal?
No, we're gonna keep snow removal, we're adding removing lawn care.
Oh, really?
Okay,
And then we would just wanna add every building that,
Little thing.
okay.
so library, town hall,
I think
the
we're
fire
done.
station sidewalk, police station side, walking
For the
area.
snow removal only.
Bids
Yeah,
for
yeah, snow removal,
watering.
yeah.
Let's go.
So I have a question then. One of these
Just the Epping one.
details says to oversee daily trash removal.
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
They would be, or,
Are you expecting to him, or this position to be more of a managerial and they would have somebody under them?
well, no, he or she would be, I guess I shouldn't have wrote oversee. He or she would be removing the trash.
So they'll go to every building every day and pick up the trash?
I mean, we only have 3 buildings, 4.
No, because the police department has the dumpster.
Yeah,
Fire
but-
department does their own.
Okay, I just want to,
Yeah.
I'm trying
So
to
it'd be
make
like,
sure.
it'd be like town hall,
Town hall, the library,
Library
Greenie
library,
Park.
and the beach in the
and the
summer.
beach.
And the transfer
So he
station.
doesn't, I shouldn't say he.
He or she.
He or she
they.
will not have to go to the police or the fire station to do trash removal?
Police, he or she will. Fire, they won't because the duty guys do it, right?
No, the police have the dumpster. Oh, you're talking about,
They share the
oh, you're
dumpster.
talking about the cans inside?
Yes.
Oh. If a freaking person can't dump their own trash into a bag.
Oh, come on, we're here to do our administrative work, not empty trash barrels.
I think you need to clarify that a little bit.
All right, so you know what, we can work on that when we hire the person. Let's just get this.
Yeah, I would,
Position will be we'll go to different buildings and take the trash out.
can we take oversee out of there and run with that?
Yeah, so just
Take
daily
that-
trash
yeah.
removal.
Can't empty
That
a
word
trash
oversee.
barrel.
Well, you know,
Okay,
So will this
But-
guy be using,
The
will this
dumpster.
person be using their own vehicle?
station's being used for,
So that is one
I
thing.
know that. Nobody wants to do anything about
get
it.
rid of it. Have the guy go in there and take the rubbish.
Yeah, that
All right,
dumpster,
so-
the police department's getting used by the public, just to let you know.
Larry, what vehicle are they gonna be using?
Supposed to be locked.
What vehicle are they gonna be using to go to the different buildings and stuff?
Well, we'll have to work on that.
Okay.
So you can't, I mean, you want to post this job, and I really want you to do this, but somebody's going to come in and say, well, okay, yeah, I want this job, but what am I using for a vehicle? Where's my tools?
So I would add a line in there that says must have own vehicle
And driver's license.
Must have own.
and driver's license, yeah.
They're gonna
And
wanna
then
be
we can talk about it
We didn't buy
as,
Tony a vehicle.
correct, he had his own vehicle and a
That's
driver's
what
license.
she's trying to
Yeah.
make the point. If they ask, they have to use their own vehicle. If they don't
Yeah.
have one, they can't do the job.
Right,
Yeah, we should add that in the description.
You're not gonna get anybody.
so we gotta try first, Charlie.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so I would move to post the job description with the discussed edits as soon as possible with a hourly range of $17 to $20 per hour, depending on experience.
Second,
Second by Edvin. Any more discussion? Did you put in hours? No?
I just wrote flexible hours.
Flexible, but
how
up to
many?
what?
What's the? well,
25, 30?
I think Tony was at 20, but it depends
Well,
if
this
they're
would be a
taking on more
full-time?
buildings.
No.
No, it's not full-time.
We're still on
Not yet.
part-time.
Could lead to full-time, I think we said.
Still on part-time, okay.
We can
What's
start it
the
off at 20.
part-time limit? 30?
25 would be prorated vacation holiday.
So they can work 25.
If they're at 25 and over, they have to get the prorated vacation and holiday,
Okay,
which isn't much, I mean, but it's up to
okay,
you.
so if they're 30, they're still considered part-time? that what you're
It
saying?
would be
permanent
permanent
part-time.
part-time.
Okay, so then 30 hours.
Ready?
Permanent part-time,
So
Okay, roll call. Kate?
right? Is that?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Matt?
They don't
Aye.
have
Edvin?
$30
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
So we're posting this, could take a while. Best case scenario, let's say we get flooded with resumes, we still have to interview and all that stuff. Can we, and we don't have to sign a lifetime contract, can we hire an outside company to do some of this stuff in the meantime? We can go, you know, every other week with them or whatever we think is feasible, but right now we don't have anybody cleaning these buildings.
I don't have a problem.
And we got a storm coming on Friday, I think,
Fine.
1 to
Yeah,
6.
that's the other problem too, yeah.
But try to get one company that's gonna do it, you know, the cleaning and the snow removal.
Well, snow removal's a different animal, but at least we can get moving on some quotes for cleaning. And I don't have a problem with an extra meeting in here somewhere, so we don't have to wait 2 weeks to pick a company. But, you know, like I said, it's not a lifetime contract. We get a company in here once to clean and we don't like the job they do, we can always get another company.
So would that be a temporary bid? Would we have to go to bid for that?
It's our rule, and I think what's the latest number for $7,000?
to go out to bid,
Yeah,
I think it was 5,000.
yeah, so I'm not concerned about that because we're not signing a long-term deal.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, just a temporary contract.
So I would move to ask ask Diane,
Which buildings am I cleaning? Are
Yeah.
they cleaning?
can I finish my,
Yeah.
yeah. So Diane, to get some quotes for temporary subcontractor to do cleaning of town buildings to be discussed in a minute.
Should be just town hall and the police department.
In library?
They have their own, don't they?
No, they don't.
Oh, that was Tony.
Yeah. No, it was somebody else, but we were going to suggest that.
Well, yeah,
we-
that's, yeah. Because this person's going to be encompassing,
Yeah. So I have a motion on. the floor.
second
Yeah.
for discussion.
Second by Edvin. Any more discussion?
Can we turn around and add into this that the highway foreman do the shoveling at the library and the town hall so that we don't go without them being shoveled out for a time period?
I think they did it anyway last storm.
No.
No? Who did it? Well, we were closed, right?
No, Jim did some.
I mean, he is a town employee.
Yeah.
Because
So,
we do have a
let
highway
me-
foreman, and why can't he shovel that?
Let me work
Because
on
he's in
that
the truck.
and not include it in this motion, but let me work on that. I think that's
Gonna get it ready for
doable.
Friday?
No, I think that's doable. But remember, and just like this motion, it's a Band-Aid, right? Because we hope that the posting gets us somebody to handle all of this stuff.
Right, but we should have somebody in the meantime to do it.
Yeah,
You know, they shouldn't be doing it.
yeah,
All right, so
hopefully.
roll call on Matt's motion. Kate? Edvin?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
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 Matt?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. All right, so Matt's motion passed 5-0. You're gonna look into the other one for shoveling. Moving on, safety complex water quality. So we only have the one bid from Epping?
Yes, that's correct.
It's So nothing's gonna happen at the PD?
Nothing's going to happen at the PD.
Is this about the
there's a-
water being smelly, dirty, whatever?
Yes.
So I thought they were both,
But I saw 2 quotes.
I thought they were both complaining.
No, there's 2 bids on there.
Yes,
PD's
there's
on
2
there.
bids. They're 2 different prices.
For 2 different buildings.
Yeah,
So
Oh, the other price is on the back? Yeah,
Really?
one's 10-1
different file.
and the other's 11-9, so 22,000.
Yeah, you know what, but don't they both say Newton Safety Complex?
no, because they're 2 different systems. So I have reached out to a different company, actually a couple of companies, to see if we can get somebody else here. The biggest questions we have is, are we looking for water, the water quality so that they can drink the water? Are you just looking for just to have the water soften so the appliances don't crap out? Are you looking to just do like a point of use on some of these, like on some of the faucets? These are questions that were asked that I don't have an answer to.
Well, we need the water drinkable, don't we?
We have
I thought
bottled
that was
water.
implicit.
Can we hold off on this and ask them to come in and explain it to us? Because
Who are you gonna ask?
Equitable Pump.
You're gonna just go with that one?
Bob Marchand, a resident. I happen to deal in the water business. So the questions that she's asking, being asked, is because of the way they're gonna treat it.
That's correct.
So they need to know what you want the quality of the water to be, because it's gonna require different chemicals, different types of equipment. Thus, that's the only way they're gonna be able to give you a true budget, is what they're gonna have to charge you. So that's what they're looking for when they say, what is it exactly you're trying to do with the water? So the more you're trying to do with it, the more it's gonna cost you. So you have to keep exactly what you're doing with it. I mean, if the police department's drinking out of one of those 5-gallon water jugs and that's what they're getting their drinking water with, that's fine. That'll help you save money in the long run. Because I can tell you right now, chemicals are soaring because they're coming from overseas. A lot of the chemicals, like my company can't even get hold of, to where now they're revamping to having to use other type of chemicals for the treatments of the water. So this is an ongoing process that I want to let you guys be aware of now too. When you get this and hopefully you can get locked in to a contract with these guys. So better to move on it now than to wait. Because China was one of the big things where they shut down a bunch of their companies when they did the Olympics, and they stopped producing a ton of chemicals that they were making. They were one of the biggest countries making it, between them, India, and a few others. And like I said, they're getting hard to come by. So you need to decide what it is you want to do with the water, so that they know how it's going to be treated to give you a bottom line. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we need to know what the issues are with both those buildings.
I think if we brought, like Charlie was saying, let's bring these guys in, but very importantly, we need a representative,
The police and fire, yeah,
police and fire here.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll table that
To when?
next meeting.
Okay.
And Bob's gonna be here too. That's a requirement. So. You're the residential expert.
H, review draft modification for groundwater management zone.
So that was on your December 7th meeting that you were supposed to review, and like we told you then, you really don't have a choice?
So we're just accepting it tonight?
Sorry, what?
Are we just accepting it tonight?
Well, you're approving them to move forward, I guess, is what they're looking for. It's in draft mode, so yes, you want to say, yes, please go ahead and do this
need a
on
motion
behalf
to
of the
move-
A
town.
motion to move forward with the groundwater management zone as presented, I guess.
Second.
Second by Matt, was that you? Any discussion? Kate?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Aye, fire warden invoice.
That is,
So that's basically the yearly bill for the people that have, the fire wardens to pay them.
Is that the
All the
permits and all
they've
that?
done. Correct.
The
All right,
issuance.
so I just need a motion to pay.
Motion, do you need them individually or just
No,
motion in
just the
general?
total.
Motion to pay the warden services bill.
second.
Second by Charlie, any discussion?
Can you put a
Edvin?
dollar amount to that?
Yes.
Oh, 156 and,
I couldn't read it, so that's why I didn't.
560 plus
I couldn't read the
2.
writing on it.
A motion to accept the warden services bill for a total of $790.
how much?
How much?
Much?
No,
Oh, Jesus.
$56 and then
That
$230.
looks, doesn't that look like a 560? You can't even see that period.
I'm hoping that's
Right
a 56.
Yeah, it's only 286.
Yeah.
Isn't that $230? Okay, so 286.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that Ziggy's handwriting? What is this?
No comment. I know it was handwriting, that is. 230 plus 56. $286.
Okay, thank you.
And 0 cents. And to the
Alright, so
person
that
who
was
wrote this,
Second by Charlie. Any more discussion? Kate?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Edvin?
aye.
I'm an aye. Okay.
We're going to table the next one for the next meeting.
Personnel policy, we're gonna table. K, per RSA 31:95B, accept and expend unanticipated funds to the food pantry in the amount of $75 from the Gale Library Trustees on behalf of Terry Caswell.
Second.
Second by Charlie. Any discussion? Roll call. Edvin?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Kate?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. L, RSA, per RSA 31:95-B, accept and expend unanticipated funds to the food pantry in the amount of $40 from Donna Hager, $300 from an anonymous donor, and $30 from Charlotte Center, $100 from Leah and Lawrence Zurek, and $500 from the Estabrooks Garage.
Wow.
Second.
Yep.
Second by Charlie. Any discussion? Edvin?
Aye.
Kate?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
I'm an aye.
And many thanks to all these folks.
So while we're under donations, I have one here. I was gonna bring it up. So the Boy Scout that did the town beach, the bricks, they can't accept the money that's left over, so he dropped a check off to me for $331.27. The board needs to decide where you want to earmark that to. The only two places would be the food pantry or back to the rec commission.
I think it should go
So
to the recreation.
we're open to discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, rec commission, since it's the beach.
Are we able to put that, I don't think we can put that in there, though, if it's not.
That's what I thought, and that's why I
Yeah.
figured a food
Yeah.
pantry.
Yeah, then we just put in the
The
food
rec
pantry.
is budgeted money,
Right.
right? So the food pantry's not.
I mean, I don't know, I always thought,
I don't know.
whenever we had people coming to us with a donation for the rec, where I was like, we can't accept donations, you need to go to like the Friends of Rec or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think you're right.
so I think it's just the food pantry at this point.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion then? You want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
331.27?
I'll make the motion that we take this check for $331.27 and put it into the food pantry.
Second.
Second by Matt. Any discussion?
So you're going to accept and expend unanticipated funds?
Yep.
Right?
And that's
I thought
going to
so.
be from the Boy Scouts of America, Troop 91.
Oh, yeah,
Can we write a thank you letter?
Huh?
Can we write a thank you letter to them?
Yeah.
The
Boy Scouts.
food pantry, Tina.
Okay,
usually
yeah,
does thank you
Tina,
letters.
she could just send a,
So, Kate,
Aye.
Charlie,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Edvin,
aye.
and I. So we'll give that to Nancy. M, signed certificate of yield tax assessed in timber yield tax.
So you need two motions.
Now,
One
this
to
was done legally, Nancy?
Yes.
Okay.
yes. The fire department took care of the, whatever, the buildings, and this was the timber cut.
Okay.
Motion to sign the yield tax assessed for April 1st, 2021 to March 31st, 2022.
Second.
In the
Second by
amount,
Charlie. Any
Amount of
discussion?
in the amount of,
$166.88.
correct.
Did you say the amount?
100, yep.
You could put the
Okay,
map number, is
Kate?
there a map number there?
Aye.
Edvin,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Charlie?
We'll add,
Aye.
I'm an aye.
Sorry.
There you
I
go.
don't
I'll
see
put it in.
we'll add it.
Okay, then you need another one for the actual tax.
Motion to sign the yield tax levy of $166.88.
Second.
Second by Charlie. Any discussion?
Oh, there's the map number.
Charlie,
Aye.
Edvin,
Aye.
Kate,
Aye.
Matt,
Aye.
I'm an aye. Review residential voucher list for transfer station. I don't see one.
I didn't print it out because it's like 40 pages.
It's a long one.
The only thing on there, I think there was tires on there. I don't think tires are a household item.
What are you saying?
Tires.
This is something different.
This is the
Charlie's.
voucher.
Oh, it's just a
Charlie's.
voucher.
Charlie's going to speak on this.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've talked to Nancy and I've talked to Pete, and what we wanted to do was change the voucher a little bit. What we wanted to do is, on the voucher, put residential tires only, not to exceed 4.
You mean, not residential tires?
Residential tires, meaning, car tires versus
Okay,
tractor tires or,
tractor trailer truck tires down there,
Okay.
and they're costing us $75 and $85 to get rid of them,
Okay.
bare minimum. So what I want to do is put on there that 4 residential tires. And Nancy, wasn't there something else?
We listed as 4 passenger tires,
Yeah.
vehicle tires,
not residential
with a
tires.
4
Yeah, 4
limit.
passenger car tires.
Okay,
okay, so I don't think we need a motion on that, do we?
Well, I want the board to approve it because it's going to the printer.
Okay, so could we approve the modification to the voucher to state 4 passenger tires maximum per household?
Second?
Second by Edvin, any more discussion?
Yeah. Nancy, you wrote something up that you sent me, and isn't there something else there?
Yeah, Pete just asked to make sure that we said the 8-foot bed in length and height of the roof,
Yep.
which I think it was kind of worded that way anyway. And then because the town hall a lot of times isn't open, Pete's able to do the,
Right, other vehicles. If you're going to use another vehicle other than your own, you come to the town hall and get a permit first.
yeah, we're taking that out and we're making it so Pete said, just make sure you have your valid ID and picture ID.
Yeah.
So they'll handle it when they drive in.
Okay,
That's included in it.
Yep.
okay, Kate,
Aye.
Charlie,
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Aye. Any other business?
I don't think we finished this one, right?
No, we
'Cause-
haven't.
So, so basically, we have in front of us the voucher list, which I believe what you did is you took every property, deleted all the businesses,
Yep.
right?
Yep, that's what the
And-
list is I
In the
gave you.
town hall or whatever, and are we okay with this list as?
Yeah, looks good to me.
So all I need to do is edit it now and give it to the printer and we're good to go.
And they all get one in the mail,
1 per household,
one per household,
1 per property owner,
right?
put it that
I
way.
didn't even use mine last year.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
Oh, I did.
Sold it.
We should get money back if we don't use them.
Oh, please.
You going out of business?
So I don't know if you need a motion, but I move to approve the 2022 resident voucher list as drafted.
Thank you.
Second?
Yes, I
just did
do,
that.
thank you.
No, you did the thing with the tires.
Second,
I'll second it.
second by Charlie. Edvin?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Kate?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Okay, manifest, somebody have a copy of
No,
those?
no, don't you want to do other business?
I had said other business.
I know, and I
Okay,
said, yeah.
other business.
And I said, I got something for other
Okay,
business.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, one, I wanted to inform the board is that the town of Newton will be receiving an additional $114,691.33 from the meals and room tax. We get normally now 256,
Yeah, something like that.
and we're going to be getting another 114,691.33 from us guys up there in Concord.
We already got it, just so you know.
Okay.
Oh, they already got it.
Nice.
And the second thing that I wanted to bring to the attention of the board, the fire department has some extra hoses and stuff like that that they're not gonna be using, and they would like to donate it to a fire department down in Georgia. And they would like the approval from the board.
Motion to donate unused extra equipment to a fire department in Georgia.
Second by Charlie, any more discussion?
Is it just hoses?
Hoses, equipment, things like that.
Yeah, there's a couple nozzles and stuff
Okay,
that we'll
okay.
never use.
All right,
How's
just
it
making
getting
sure.
there, Charlie? I'm just curious.
There's a truck that's gonna haul it
Oh,
down there.
good,
Yeah.
good.
All right, no more discussion. Kate?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now can we get to the, is that it for other business?
From what I know, yeah.
Manifest. I can read them if you can't read them.
I would move to sign vendor manifest dated January 4th, 2022 in the amount of $800,084.
1 second. I apologize. That's from the fire chief. It's actually going to Kentucky.
Going to where?
Kentucky. Yes.
Tell him it's too late, it's headed to Georgia now. Get it.
I got the wrong state.
He's gotta go stop the truck.
I said you can blame your liaison.
Matt, did you?
I apologize for
You
that,
did the
Matt.
first one, right?
I was in the middle of it. $884,570.62, of which $731,037.00 goes towards the January Sanborn Regional School District payment.
Second.
Second by Edvin, any discussion? Kate?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
Aye.
I would move to sign the cable vendor manifest dated January 4th, 2022 in the amount of $10,394.82.
Second.
Second by Edvin, any discussion? Okay, Charlie?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
Kate?
Aye.
I'm an aye.
I would move to sign the payroll manifest for pay period December 19th, 2021 through January 1st, 2022, with a pay date of January 6th, 2022.
Second.
Second by Edvin, any more discussion? Kate?
Aye.
Edvin?
Aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
I'm an aye.
So the rest are all announcements, if you want me to read those, or...
So the board approved the vendor manifest dated December 28th, 2021, the amount of $11,170.41. The board approved the ambulance revolving fund vendor manifest dated December 28th, 2021, the amount of $33,033.64. And the board approved the cable revolving fund vendor manifest dated December 28th, 2021, the amount of $1,210.92. Is that it?
Nope, there's more. But wait, there's more.
What-
There's 4 more.
The, for the 550?
Yeah,
The board approved the vendor manifest dated December 21st, 2021, in the amount of $550,534.76, of which $374,313 went towards the December Sanborn Regional School payment. And the board approved the emergency management vendor manifest dated December 21st, 2021, in the amount of $5,310. And the board approved the inspector fee vendor manifest dated December 21st, 2021, in the amount of $10,295. And the last one, the board approved the police department detail vendor manifest dated December 21st, 2021, in the amount of $17,493.52. So that's that. So I need a motion to approve the non-public and public meetings dated December 7th, 2021.
So moved.
Second by
Second.
Charlie. Any discussion? Kate?
Aye.
Edvin? Aye. Matt?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
I'm an aye. And is that it? Any announcements? We will adjourn at 8:26.